Hey guys, welcome to my very first tutorial. I'll be showing you how to make these Spider-Man hangers. You could put them in your car, your gaming desk, your backpack, etc. So let's get into it. The materials you'll need are stuffing, red yarn, black yarn, white yarn, blue yarn. I used a 3.5mm crochet hook, some scissors, a stitch marker, a sewing needle if you're going to sew it, and some pins. Okay, first things first, we're gonna do a magic ring with 6 single crochet inside. And I'm gonna do it a little bit slow for people who might struggle with magic rings. Okay, now that we have our magic ring, we're going to place 6 single crochet inside the magic ring. Once you've done your 6 single crochet, you're going to close the ring. And now we're going to go on to round 2. Okay, in this round, we're going to place 2 single crochet in each stitch we just made to have a total of 12 single crochet going around. After round 2 is completed, you should have a total of 12 stitches going around. Now, in round 3, we're going to place 1 single crochet into the next stitch. I'm over here struggling, but 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochets into the next stitch. At this point, I'm going to insert my stitch marker so I don't forget where I'm at. But that's our first stitch of the round. And now you're going to do 2 single crochets into the next stitch and just repeat that all the way around. So 1 single crochet increase, 1 single crochet increase. After round 3 is completed, you should have a total of 18 stitches going around. And in round 4, we're going to do 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet. So let's place our first single crochet. I'm going to add my stitch marker here. That's our first stitch of the round, and now we're going to place an increase into the next stitch, so 2 single crochets. Now let's do 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and we're going to repeat this pattern all the way around. So 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet. Once you've completed round 4, you should have a total of 24 stitches going around. And now we're going to start round 5. In round 5, you're going to place a single crochet into the next 3 stitches and then increase. So I'm going to do my first single crochet and place my stitch marker. That's our first stitch of the round. And now in the next 2 stitches, I'm going to place a single crochet to complete our set of 3. Once you've placed a single crochet into the next 3 stitches, we're going to do our increase in the 4th stitch, and we're just going to repeat that pattern all the way around. So 1 2 3 increase, 1 2 3 increase. After completing round 5, you should have a total of 30 single crochet going around. And now for the next 4 rounds, we're going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch. So rounds 6 through 9, 1 single crochet only, no increases, no decreases. I'm finishing up my 4th round of 30 single crochet going around here. And this is what it should look like. After you've completed round 9, we're going to start decreasing now. So we're going to place a single crochet into the next 3 stitches, and then we're going to do a single crochet decrease. So that's our first stitch of the round. Gonna place my stitch marker. Now we're going to place a single crochet into the next stitch, and here's our 3rd single crochet going into the next stitch. And now we're going to decrease. I like to do the invisible decrease method. So with these next 2 stitches, we're gonna go into the front loop only. So there's a back loop and there's a front loop. I'm showing you guys here. We're gonna go into that front loop only. And now we're gonna go into the next stitch, but the front loop only, the same thing. Go into that front loop. And now you're going to yarn over and pull through both of those front loops. Now you're going to yarn over again and pull through those 2 loops on your hook, and you've just completed your single crochet decrease. Now we're going to repeat this pattern all the way around. So a single crochet into the next 3 stitches, decrease, single crochet into the next 3 stitches, decrease. I'm going to show you guys the invisible decrease one more time. Go into the next 2 stitches, front loop only, yarn over, pull through both of those 2 front loops, yarn over again and pull through those 2 loops on your hook. After completing round 10, you should have a total of 24 stitches going around. And for round 11, we are going to do a single crochet decrease, and then a single crochet. So I'm going to place my first single crochet of the round and place my stitch marker. Now we are going to do a decrease into the next 2 stitches. After you did your decrease, you're going to place a single crochet into the next stitch. And we're just going to repeat this pattern all the way around. So single crochet, decrease, single crochet. After you've completed round 11, you should have a total of 18 stitches going around. And now in round 12, we're going to place 1 single crochet and then decrease. So I'm going to put my stitch marker here. And into the next 2 stitches, we're going to decrease. And we're just going to repeat that pattern all the way around. So 1 single crochet, decrease, 1 single crochet, decrease. After you completed round 12, you should have a total of 12 stitches going around. And at this point, you're going to want to stuff your head because in the next steps, you're going to be working on the body portion. Once you finish stuffing your head, we're going to start the body. And now in the body, we're just starting it off. We're just going to crochet into the front loops of the project. So we're just going to be working into these front loops of the stitches for round 13 only, just to show you guys. Now we're going to do a single crochet into the front loop of that first stitch of the round. I'm going to place my stitch marker. And now into the next stitch, we're going to place 2 single crochets for a single crochet increase. So go into that next stitch, front loop only, and place 2 single crochets into that next stitch. And we're just going to repeat this pattern all the way around. So front loop only, 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, increase, all the way around. Once you've completed round 13, you should have a total of 18 stitches going around. And for round 14, we're going to be working in both loops of the stitch, not just the first loop, or the front loop, I mean, but both loops. Now, for round 14, we are going to do a single crochet increase, and then a single crochet. So I'm going to do my first single crochet of the round. And I'm going to place my stitch marker. So that's our first stitch of the round. Into the next stitch, we're going to place 2 single crochets for an increase. After you've done your increase, you're going to place a single crochet into the next stitch. And we're going to repeat this pattern all the way around. So single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet. Once you finish round 14, you should have a total of 24 stitches going around. And now we're just going to single crochet in each of those stitches for 3 rounds. So I'm going to place my stitch marker here into my first stitch of the round. And now we're just going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around. Before you're done with your third round of 24 single crochet, do not complete the last stitch. That's where we're going to do our color change. I'll show you what I mean in a second. I'm almost done with my third round, and I'm gonna leave this last stitch to color change. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into that stitch as normal and proceed like you're making a single crochet. Go do the stitch, yarn over, pull through, and now you have 2 loops on your hook. And instead of yarning over and pulling through again, what you're gonna do is grab your blue and you're going to yarn over and pull through with your blue color. If you're making Miles Morales, you don't have to do this step. You can skip it. Once you have your blue yarn, you're just gonna place it on your hook and pull through both loops with your blue yarn. And after you did that, you just completed a color change. Now in round 18, we are going to be working with our blue, and we're going to do a single crochet into our next stitch, a single crochet decrease, and then a single crochet. So I completed my first stitch of the round here. I'm going to place my stitch marker. You don't have to, since we color changed, you can obviously see the stitch that we first made. But after that first stitch, we're going to do a decrease. And after our decrease, we're going to do a single crochet into the next stitch. And we're just going to repeat this pattern all the way around. So single crochet, decrease, single crochet. Once you completed round 18, you should have a total of 18 stitches going around. And now we're starting round 19. And round 19, we'll be doing a single crochet and then decrease, single crochet, decrease. So I'm going to place my stitch marker here and our first stitch we made. And now you're going to place a decrease. After that decrease, you are going to do a single crochet, and then decrease once again. And just follow that pattern until the end of the round. When you're done with round 19, at this point, you can start stuffing your body, because we're about to get into closing up the body and finishing it off. After you're done round 19, you should have a total of 12 stitches going around. Now in round 20, we're going to decrease all the way around. So let's make our first decrease. Yarn over, pull through both those 2 loops. And now that we've completed our first decrease, I'm going to place my stitch marker and just decrease all the way around. After you completed round 20, we're officially done with the body portion. Pull up a loop, cut your yarn. Now to close off the piece, we're going to grab our sewing needle and we're going to go in the front loop of the 6 single crochet we ended off with. We're going to go in each of the front loops and close off our piece that way. So I'll show you what I mean in a second. Go into that first front loop and then pull through. Go into the second front loop, pull through. Same with the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. And once you went through all those front loops, you can pull it tight, close it off, and it just gives it a nice clean look. And at this point, you can hide that tail. Now we're going to work on Spider-Man's arms. You're going to start off with a magic ring with 6 single crochet. Now that you have your magic ring, you are going to do 4 rounds of just 6 single crochet all the way around. And before you finish your last single crochet on that 5th round, you're gonna leave it open so we can do our color change. Now that we are at the end of our 5th round, I'm gonna pull out my blue yarn and do my color change here. Now with your blue yarn, you're just gonna proceed as normal, 1 single crochet in each stitch around until you complete round 7. When you're done with round 7, at this point, you can cut off your yarn, and this is what it should be looking like. And leave a bit of a tail if you're going to sew it on. If you're going to glue it on, it doesn't really matter how much tail you leave. Now just repeat these steps to make your second arm. Now we're going to move on to the legs. With the legs, you want to make your magic ring, and you want to place 8 single crochet inside. Once you finish your 8 single crochet, you're going to go into your first stitch, and you're going to do a single crochet. Go into the next stitch with a single crochet as well. And now you're going to decrease into the next 2 stitches. So go into those 2 front loops and make a single crochet decrease. And you just want to repeat that one more time. So 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and then the next stitch, 1 single crochet, and now a decrease. After completing round 2, you should have a total of 6 stitches going around, and now we're going to place 1 single crochet in each of those stitches for 2 rounds. When you're about to complete round 4, leave a stitch open right before it's done so we can do our color change. Once you're on the last stitch of round 4, you want to yarn over, get the 2 loops on your hook, and at this point I'm going to cut my yarn, and then you want to attach your blue yarn. Now with your blue, you're just going to place 1 single crochet in each stitch for the next 3 rounds. I'm finishing up my 3rd round here. When you're done with your 3rd round, you can cut your yarn and leave a tail for sewing. Now we're going to move on to stuffing our limbs here. And I'm going to show you guys how I do it because it's a bit tricky at first. I just like to take some stuffing and twirl it up like this so it becomes more dense. Then I fold it in half. Then you have like a little loop at the bottom and you want to take your hook and just push it down and repeat this as many times as you need to stuff your arm and your legs. Now we're going to start the inner part of the eye. We're going to start with a magic ring with 3 single crochet inside. Once you've done 3 single crochet, you're going to tighten your magic ring. And now you're going to chain 2. After you chain 2, you could turn your work like so. And now in each of the single crochets you made, you want to place 2 double crochet in each stitch. So I'm going to go into that first stitch with a double crochet. Now you're going to go back into that same stitch with another double crochet and repeat on the remaining 2 stitches. Once you're done with your last double crochet, you're done with your inner eye, you can fasten off now. Now we're moving on to our outer eye. You're going to make a magic ring and place 4 single crochet inside this time. After you have your 4 single crochet, you can tighten the magic ring. And now you want to chain 2. After you chain 2, turn your work. And now we're going to place 2 double crochet in each stitch we just made. So here's our first double crochet. And you're going to go back into that same stitch and put another double crochet. And do the same with the remaining stitches. Once you're finished with all your increases, you're done with your outer eye, and you can fasten off at this point and leave a long tail for sewing. Now we need to join these eye pieces together. You can either glue them or use the yarn to join them like I am. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the tail we have from the magic ring and we're going to attach our sewing needle. Once you have your sewing needle attached, you want to find a stitch on the back to make it horizontal to our other tail, if that makes sense. So go to the back and find a stitch that's close to the far end and just go through there, pull through, and you'll see how the tails are horizontal now. Now to attach the white inner eye to the black outer eye like this, we're going to take our tail we fastened off with and we're going to attach our sewing needle and we're going to go into that last double crochet we made, the space between it. We're going to go in between there and pull through. Now you're going to take your other tail, attach your sewing needle, and you're going to go in between the first and second double crochet we made. So that space in between, you're going to go inside there. Now this is the right eye. When you're doing your left eye and attaching all the pieces, you want to do everything on the wrong side so it comes out inverted. Now once you have both your tails through the black part of the eye, you're just going to take both of those tails and make a knot. Make sure not to make the first knot too tight because it'll scrunch up the front. So just enough to pull it together like that. And then you can make your second knot tight so it's secure. And once you made your knots, you can cut off the excess yarn. And to finish the eye off, all you want to do is hide this tail from the magic ring we made for the black part of the eye. And this is what it should look like. Now just do the same thing with the other pieces and this is how they should come out. Now we're going to attach the limbs. You want to line the arm up with where that color changes because we're going to place our leg there and the leg is going to cover up where you can see where we color change, so it just comes out much cleaner. So line the arm up there, and at this point you can either sew or glue the arm on. I'm going to sew it. Use rounds 13 and 14 to sew it onto. And this is how it should look once you have both your arms attached. Now we're just going to place our leg right underneath the arm where the color changes. Also, when you're putting your limbs on, make sure you're putting the color change part to the back so you don't see where we color changed on the limbs. And here you just want to place the leg at round 18 and 19 and sew it or glue it on there. Make sure it's lining up with your arm. And repeat with the other leg on the other side. Once you're done sewing on your limbs, you're going to make your web. And the web is just a long chain, so I tend to chain about 50 or 60, but you can chain whatever you want to make it as long or as short as you want. Once you have your desired length, you're going to cut your yarn and fasten off. And now you're gonna get a piece of red yarn because we'll need that to attach all of Spider-Man's limbs together and have the web in the middle. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a loose knot with the red yarn. Don't knot it all the way, just make it very loose so we can put it over the two tails of the chain. And once you have the knot over the two tails, you can tighten it all the way. And make sure the knot is as close to the chains as possible. I'm gonna make a couple more knots because you want it to be very secure. Now take one strand of the red and just knot it with the whites so it can become very, very secure. And once you've done that, you want to take the longer part of the red tail we had and save that. That's what we're going to use to sew our arms together. And you can cut where we made all the knots at. Cut all those strands off. And now you have a very secure knot with a long red tail. And now we're going to get into attaching the web to the body. For this part, we're going to go in between rounds 14 and 15. The space in between the rounds, go inside there. Go in between that space and then come back out the other side. It doesn't matter where, because we're going to go back through that same stitch we just came out of. So just come out the other side. And now your web should be in between rounds 14 and 15. Now you're going to go back into that same stitch we came out of, but instead of going back where we were, you're going to go on top of the web. So in between rounds 15 and 16, come back out on top there. And at this point, if you're gluing, you can just glue all the parts together in the middle here. But if you're sewing, let's continue sewing. Once you come back out on top, the web should be very secure. When you pull on it, it should not come out. It should be very, very secure. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this tail we have and we're going to put all of the limbs together using this tail. So go ahead and pin all of your limbs in the middle around the web. Make sure the web is in the middle of everything. Once you have everything pinned, you can pull the web up so it's in between all the limbs. And it should look something like this. Now to attach the limbs together, we're going to go into that first round we made of the limbs. So in between that space there. And we're just going to sew in a circle around all the limbs. So I'll show you what I mean. Go into that first round. Then come out on the other side, like so. And now you're going to do the same thing with the next limb. So go into that first or second round. I'm going into the second round. And I'm going to come out the first round. And at this point, you can start pulling it tight. And now you want to go into that third limb and go into that first round. And come out the first round. Pull it tight. And now you want to go into this final limb. Go into that first round. Come out the first round. And now you just want to go back where we started and repeat this step a couple more times. I do about 2 or 3 times. I'm going to take my pins out since everything is holding itself together now. And now just repeat the steps of going into each limb in a circular motion. Once you feel like it's secure enough, you can just go into an arm or a leg and hide your yarn. I'm going to go into this leg here and just pull through with your yarn. And you can cut it. And after this, all you have to do is sew or glue your eyes on. I was going to show you guys that, but I don't know what happened to the footage of me sewing the eyes on. So just place the eyes on rounds 4 to 9. That's all for today's tutorial. Thank you for sticking around this long. If you're still watching, like and subscribe if you want more content like this. And this is how your Spider-Man should turn out. Let me know in the comment section down below if you made Miles or the original Spider-Man. Peace.